Look at this amazing freaking setting, everybody. Welcome to the CM Kozeman. What am I doing on Twitch stream with a special art setup that I've been preparing. We got our top-down camera, we got our sheets of paper, we got our art supplies. I've been having a great run on YouTube with many people watching and visiting, but I just wanted to take it to the next level. And all right, people are already coming here. Blake Richardson says hello. Hello, everybody. I'll wait for a while for everyone to come in, and then we can start our drawing and painting session. And as always, there will be Q&As. Soupmaster, first-time chatter, says hello. Hello. I hope you're not a bot. I don't know. I'm just new to this Twitch shit. Oh, we can't say those anymore. Ship. Yeah. So I'm new to this Twitch platform. So yeah. Feast your eyes on this cup of coffee. It's just goddamn amazing. Can we say goddamn? Okay, checking messages on the side. And let's see how many people are watching. Let's see how many people are watching. Oh, sound echoes like that. Yes. Eight viewers already. Great. So yeah, I am getting some traction. Yes. So welcome to the CM Kozeman streams once again. I hope you're having a nice day. Soupmaster says I'm not a bot. Swirl Beast says some cute emojis. First time chatter Kotobuki says hello, 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 hello. Everything is going well, all the better with you. All right, so M10 says finally figured how to use Twitch. I dismissed a few streams because of it. Jippa Man says I dislike Twitch. Okay, these are good to know. Well, I can use this setting for YouTube, so no worries. We can migrate over to that platform. And if you really hate Twitch, I'll just be mirroring this on YouTube anyway, so you can just watch it post proactively there. So, but look at this amazing setup I've invested in. I've got the fancy ass light, I got the top-down camera, I got the streaming stuff. I always wanted to do something like this, and basically I have been looking for something to hold a little webcam like so. So this is my webcam right here. The only problem was, actually I spent the most of the working week looking for a solution. And I went down to the technical district, which is where they have all these bazaars that sell electronics and stuff. Now I did find one kind of tripod which was very professional. You mounted it to a table with a clamp, and then it had these articulating arms and stuff, so it could hold the camera for me. Now there were two problems. This was like way overpriced, okay? And then also the table I use to draw on is kind of like fancy, and it's too thick for this clamp, so it was a no-go. But I did go and buy the nice webcam itself. Then I was looking for solutions where, lo and behold, I saw this kind of like table lamp style cell phone, smartphone holder. And long story short, by some incredible coincidence, you could replace this part with basically a screw that could hold the camera. So now I have this whole setup here. M01 says, I know some people somehow stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. but I think it needs a stronger internet. Yeah, I think I need that too. Unfortunately, I am subject to the vagaries of the internet. But yeah, we are doing well. I mean, I will repost this on YouTube, and I will also ask people if they want me to move to Twitch or not. We'll see how it goes. It's been, I think, a few minutes already. Let's wait some more people to come up. Please, everybody coming in, say hello, say where you're from. Also, if you're just visiting, try going to buymeacoffee.cmkozeman. You can see it here. Maybe support me and just donate a little from your pocket so that all these artwork and all this like hours of nice conversation, I get a little something in return. Also consider supporting me on Patreon, here. And to learn more about my art and stuff, go to cmkozeman.com here. Blake Richardson says, I am here from Michigan, USA. Well, hello. Nice. I had a huge meal, sausages and pasta, before starting the stream. And now I can make far more detailed drawings. Kotobuki says, also hello from USA. New Jersey, nice. The Sopranos Extended Universe. Jipa Man is from the mysterious Akavir. I don't know where that is. Quite a mystery to behold, to be honest. And I think, how many people do we have on stream now? Let's check now. Ten people watching. Okay, not bad. Not bad compared to, well, slightly worse than my 30, 40 people YouTube bashes. Yeah. But still. Swirl Beast is joining from USA. M10 is joining from Germany. Hello. Now with this fully operational art station, we can actually make far more detailed drawings. And I don't know if you should prompt me my next drawing, or I could just go by myself and do stuff. Jipa Man says you gotta show more cleavage to get more people. Well, I just don't have the right gender attributes to show that kind of cleavage. I have this, but I'm a guy. So that's not very attractive. I know Twitch laws are weird, huh? You can't show copyrighted stuff, you can swear, but I guess boobs are okay. M0 says, Twitch is better for new viewers, but YouTube is better for established audiences. So yeah. So why don't you just let's work with who we got in this party and what we got in this setup. And you can just let me know of your questions. This is a Q&A party, but I also make drawings on the side. In fact, I mean, I could start already and we'll see how it goes. I mean, yeah. I'm just making a sauropod-like creature from the imagination. Actually, let's try to make a sort of divergent sauropod that's maybe more aquatic than the rest. So eyes closer to the top of the head. Yes, like so. Is the image all clear for you, by the way? Jipaman says, draw an aquatic non-avian dinosaur. Well, that's what we are doing, my friend. So I'm just giving it a broad paddle-like tail, just like so. And a not so long neck, because do you really need a long neck when you're semi-aquatic? And then kind of like broad, hippo-like mouth. Cauliflowers here. Hello, sir. What are we drawing today? Well, we're drawing an aquatic dinosaur of a sort. Apparently the focus is a bit off, but is there ways to do this? It does focus on my hands. Well, the lines are a bit sketchy, but we'll just have to live around it for now. MG80 says, just here to see the cleavage. So yes, let's go on with this creation. Let's give it a kind of deep body to house its powerful lungs, like a kind of more booty hindquarters, and then short legs, stubby legs almost, like disproportionately dumb legs. So by the way, speaking of sauropods, I learned of a grave incident today in which my friend and YouTube colleague TK Sivgin was apparently plagiarized by this one Edge YouTube channel. And unfortunately, the accusations seem to be true. They just kind of like stole all of TK Sivgin's research on sauropods without attributing him. They even went as far as presenting TK Sivgin's ideas as their own, and it's just like a bad move. I could say worse in YouTube, but yeah. So this is our aquatic sauropod shaping up on the paper. I always like legacy media better, so I like this kind of art. And then so if you're following this Edge Science channel on YouTube, I'm just telling you right away, unsubscribe and maybe voice your protests. Now you're going to be also watching this on my proper YouTube channel, and I will repeat this call out as a community note and stuff too. So yeah, Edge channel, unsubscribe. I'm unsubscribing too. So this is our secondarily aquatic, purely aquatic sauropod. I've been saying this for a number of years, but I would not be surprised if something like this was real. And actually some of the giant sauropods we know had this sort of existence. Yes, so there we go. Kotobuki says, it sucks that TK Sivgin was plagiarized. I hope he gets justice. Yes, I agree. Jippaman says, I always knew that the Edge guy was a D-bag. Well, I never knew him, but turns out he was one, huh? And then, how do they think no one notices plagiarism? Yeah, especially in a subject as niche as paleontology. Matthias Garay says, how did you learn to draw like this? A lot of looking at stuff, a lot of practice, plus I just see things. Now later on in the night we'll make some more purely surreal pieces and you'll see it's just fun. And just to start the fun actually, now we're going to break out the watercolors. So now actually, dear friends, the British, while they were exploring and exploiting the world, they developed a great form of art in basically watercolors and pencils. And these really are all you need to create good art, basically. So now I got some watercolors and gouache paint here. And then we're gonna add color to this drawing of an aquatic sauropod. I'm just using a 6B pencil. So I just laid out my outlines like that, nothing fancy. I'm just kind of highlighting the tail, shadows a bit. So now on top of these, now we're gonna add some washes. So in order to lay the watercolor down better, I have this like drug spray. This was just throat syrup, You just do it like this. First time chatter, Gandalf the Green. How do you know who is who now that you are on Twitch? It's all a bit of a masquerade. I'll know it when I feel it. So we take our more comments. Not to be an expert, but you have to be fun and creative. Yes. Matthias Garay says, what do you think about plants? No, they're not boring. Matthias Garay says, some people think plants are boring. For me, they're beautiful. I agree. Plants are beautiful and notoriously, surprisingly difficult to draw. So that's why I keep the art a little focused on the animals here. So now we got our water laid down. I just, if you noticed, sprayed the paper down with some water. And now I'm just going on with the gouache or watercolors. Doesn't really matter. Just sort of notice these like toothbrush movements. Just planting down the wash for like a loose suggestion of the riverscape surrounding this animal. Yes. Gandalf the Green says, plants are extremely perverse if you think about it. They look like open female genitals. Oh yeah, and male genitals too. In fact, one of my dreams, recurring dreams, involves like it involves me being in a weird jungle with all these pitcher plants, you know? And then there's this like weird plant lady and like she takes me and like, oh, then these plants get fed, but ooh, I'll just leave it there. EM10 says, Freud moment. Matthias Garay says, what's the hardest art to master and be good? All right, so sculpture, I think, is the hardest. Like, you can make quirky and interesting sculptures really easily, but it really needs like years of study and mastery to like represent something like the human body in three-dimensional form, if you think about it. And then music, I think, I find it really difficult. I have an okay singing voice and I like singing and I'm really great at whistling, but it's a whole other thing to write songs now. That's a whole other shebang. Notice we are moving in with the browns now, just the color of shit, and the brown is just the collected, accumulated paint from the edge of my paint tin. Matthias Garay says, what's your favorite plant and the most interesting? I like those lithops plants, you know, those like living rock kind of plants with the two lobes and stuff. So yes, I'm just laying down the color, but look how nice it looks already. So now we're going with the thin edge of the brush, just laying in some like dark corners for this aquatic sauropod type of creature. So yes. And I'm just improvising. I'm sure I could be way better in this and maybe I'm making some mistakes, but the trick is not to care. Kotobuki says, looking hell of a cool already. Yes. AM1 says, I always wanted to learn how to use watercolors, but could never really get a start with it. You just need to be very light with it and most people, myself included, when I first started with watercolors, I imagined using them similar to acrylics, like laying down lots of heavy colors and stuff, but it just doesn't use this way. Watercolors, you have to like lay down little washes bit by bit, layer by layer, and then like be a bit loose with the shading. And you have to learn to wait for it to dry because it really like becomes something else after it dries. The colors really pop out. Now this paper is like all wet. Wait till it dries, then you will see. And actually I made a mistake by not using watercolor paper. I'm just painting on printer paper now, which is gonna cause us some problems later on, but what to do. Matthias Garay says, your favorite tree? Maybe fig trees. Those things are sick. I like their like strangling shapes and weird sculptured forms. Favorite insect? There's just so many. But if you visit Pinterest and look up CM Kozeman there, you will see that I got an organisms pinboard with lots of amazing insects. These days I'm like crushing really hard on katydids, which are like these grasshopper type insects. Family Tettigonidae. So yeah. So this is our river sauropod, everybody. Kotobuki says, being patient for watercolors is the hardest part about it. Yes, I agree. You not only have to be patient, you have to also be fast. So it's like this weird mixture of being fast and being fast and being patient. So you have to lay down the colors really fast. Yeah, we need a blow dryer for this guy, but I'm just gonna put it aside and wait for it to dry, and then we can go back to it. So there. Now let's actually paint something surreal, huh? All right. I got this kind of heavy set watercolor paper here. Swirl Beast says, what is your favorite geological period? It has to be the Triassic era, with many different groups of poorly understood and very strange reptiles thriving in the earth. Matthias Garay says, I want to make a terrarium with arthropods and a mantis and jungle plants. Well, my friends, soon you will, if you do that, you will find that your terrarium contains only a mantis, because those things are voracious eaters. Let's get our pen knife out. Where's it? Oh, damn it. Here we go. Don't try this at home. Yes. You just cut this out. Yeah. How many people are watching? Can you see on Twitch? I can't see because I'm using the app that controls Twitch. So if you can give me a number, 20 people, all right, not so bad. So where are you coming from, all you lurkers? Comment, please, let me know. So this is the dimension of paper I use usually for my surreal watercolors. It's not big. I used to work with like gigantic stuff, like meters long, you know, like, but then COVID happened and, well, space became hard to afford, to say the least. And now I'm doing smaller watercolor stuff and smaller fantasy stuff, but it's just so much fun. All right. What should we draw now? You let me know. Actually, with fantasy art, I like being my own master, but I'd like to give you I would like you to give me a prompt, maybe. Seamus Ripley says, hello there, are you the All Tomorrow's author? Yes, it is me, C.M. Kozeman. I wrote All Tomorrow's, I illustrated it, and I'm just so proud that today, in this day and age, especially in the US, in every high school, there are these weird All Tomorrow kids and like bunches of nice fans and stuff. I'm really happy and blessed to have you all. Prehistoric elf, says Jipaman. Actual bird with dinosaur stuff? Nah, maybe. Seamus Ripley says, I'm from France. Well, bonsoir and hello. My best with regards to France. Maybe a demon. Yeah, let's go with that. Maybe a demon. So when I'm doing this kind of stuff, and you will notice this is kind of different from most of my art because there's like no anatomical realism here. Let's make the hottest demon of them all. So this is a wax pencil, and you will see why I am using it now. First time chatter. Thank you. Kapturnik Malars. Poland here. My best wishes to Poland. You know, one of your national heroes, Alexander Mickiewicz, has a museum dedicated to him in Istanbul, where I live. Let's get this to dry. All right. So let's make some sexy kind of demon here, huh? Yes, the Alexander Mickiewicz Museum really is in Istanbul. With this kind of art, the entire objective is to create something beautiful, so every line you place has a meaning. Nice, huh? Ooh, okay. Lots of comments coming in. Yes, it is Adam Mickiewicz, not Alexander Mickiewicz, but yes, my mistake, sorry. EM10 says, have you considered doing live speculative evolution? Most people stream their projects. No, actually, I got one big project, one big speculative evolution project, and that is Snaiad. Actually, I was drawing for Snaiad this very day, and just because you asked, and just because I'm nice, I'm just gonna show it to you. Wait. So I've been making creatures for this like extremely realistic life on another planet, and like this is one of the things that has come out. So it's a kind of buried serpent-like creature that like lashes out with this head and just goes like twink, like just goes like chuck and catches stuff. But you have to follow me on Patreon here to see more from Snaiad. So yes. Kotobuki says, I love your surreal watercolors, bite-sized masterpieces. Yes, and look, if you're watching this stream now or later in YouTube, you can actually buy these paintings that appear on the streams. You just need to go to the website, which appears here, cmkozman.com, and go to the contact section and just send me an email. My rates are really affordable. I mean, something like this would be maybe $150. So they could all be yours and they all come signed. So yeah. Blake Richardson says, hello, I'm black. Kotobuki says, holy shit. Soupmaster says, looking forward to buying the book. Yes, thank you. Seamus Ripley says, I love this form of art. I am a big fan of Giger and Beksinski. Thank you. How should the hand be? Not a great job with this hand, but I think we can spin it because this is surrealism, huh? And then something symbolic here. Oh, time to sharpen. Aman. Kotobuki says, I have to own one of your pieces at least once in my lifetime. Yeah, I mean, just ask around. All right. Yeah. I hope I don't cut myself live on Twitch and bleed to death. All right. Oh, what should I do with this garbage? Alrighty. Okay, now the basic form is ready. Now we add some few more details. Okay, now the fun begins. Yes. So now we move in with our watercolors and our mixing pail right here. Let me just take a sip of coffee. M01 says, this pose somehow reminds me of Jesus holding his right hand. Why are there so many with that pose? I don't know. Church art probably inherited that pose from somewhere deep within antique art, don't you think? And it's just an overall way to depict a kind of imposing, interesting, cool sort of figure. But I don't know. Yes. Now this is the most fun part, always. With this kind of heavy cardboard, the watercolor does not wrinkle the paper, so you actually get a better show watching it. Let's give our alien demon creature some dark leggings. And what is your favorite style of art? Asks Matthias Garay. I don't know. I really like the detailed Snaya drawings. I think it's my top favorite. But then I really like painting. And I go between the two forms, go back and forth between them almost every week. And it keeps me interested and busy. And I like it that way. Cauliflower is back. Okay, Matthias Garay says, do you believe that the stories that you write are worlds from another dimension? Do you? No, I disagree actually. Even though it would be in my interest for me to say otherwise, I disagree. My stories are pale imitations of real life history, which is like incredibly weird and sort of grim if you think about it. So yeah. Blake Richardson says, do you prefer digital coloring or watercolor? Well, watercolor over digital always. I like acrylics and gouache too. I've also done oil paintings. They're really fun. But oil painting, you need a special setup. Like you need an entire room just dedicated to that stuff. Because it's very messy and you need to clean it, and I mean it's a different sort of undertaking. Lizards or snakes? Well, snakes are lizards. Cladistically speaking, snakes are lizards, so lizards. What are the weirdest things from real life? Asks Matthias Garay. People's lives. Oh my god. I mean, the weirdest fantasies anyone can concoct pale in comparison to the actual tribulations that people have suffered or the grave mistakes they make. So now we're moving in with this other color, just spicing things up a little. What do you think is the most interesting fictional world, says Swirl Beast? There are many, but to this I would say, comparatively recently, I saw this planet about this infinite world with many continents. It's like a flat earth kind of thing. And then a bunch of users on that project had created all these races, and they had like mixed and matched these races with historic civilizations. So it's basically, imagine a huge map where the earth is just like, the whole map of the world is just like this bit. And the huge map is like, I don't know, dozens of earths, okay? And then they had populated every corner with these fictional races and cool creatures, and it was just an amazing, amazing example. All right. This is calmer. I like this sort of broadcasting, so I hope you enjoy it too. Jipa Man says, I'd let the painting demon abduct me. Oh, I know you would. Are you ready to do some crimes? We got some seepages here. We're collecting them with my finger. Okay, what? Let's move in with the background. Let's give this a sort of... Let's give this a sort of hallucination yellow-green, huh? Like some toxic jungle. Matthias Garay says, which history of a person should I read? I am interested. I mean, if you're studying in the English language, almost any historic figure has a really interesting history about them written. If you're just interested in history in general, I would start with like Edward Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. Now, there are some historic inaccuracies there, but just as a testament of how to write stuff, basically, it's a wonderful work. Edward Gibbon, Gibbon. Gandalf the Green says, Mr. Cosman, you like drawing cute-looking creatures. I think you mean hot aliens. What's up with that? Well, what do you think keeps a person going creatively, huh? What? Take a wild guess, man. Take a wild guess. Yes. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Not for just a day. Not for just an hour. Always. Soup Master says, I like the color choices. Mattia, Gandalf the Green says, I think a good artist has to be a little messed up in the head. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, I don't know. Matthias Garay says, I like historic figures like Oppenheimer. Yeah, actually, you should try reading this amazing biography about Oppenheimer, American Prometheus, which actually inspired the Oppenheimer film last year. It's a great book, arguably better than the film. American Prometheus. Was Van Gogh a good artist? Of course, of course. Like all these geniuses, all these like trailblazers of modern art, even including like debatable names like Andy Warhol and stuff, they're like really inspiring, awe-inspiring artists that you could learn a lot from. Picasso, Matisse, like these are classical names, Dali, everybody knows them, but there's a reason why everybody knows them. Cauliflower asks, which language would you like to speak fluently? I've been asked this before. I always say the same things: Greek, Arabic, French, Italian, German, maybe not. I don't know. But Mediterranean languages, especially with Arabic, apparently there are like multiple variations of the language. Like there are every country has its own dialect, which is really distinct. Plus, there's a historic High Arabic that's apparently very distinct from either form. I hope you like this. Peppa Binia says, is there any artist that you don't like on the overall? Oh, good question. There are a few, especially modern ones. Let me think about it. A lot of contemporary artists I just think are straight up charlatans. Like they put like some weird installations and then a two page essay explaining why they are using those symbols. Those people are just charlatans. Any artist you would probably find in a biennial or like one of those fancy art Basel stuff organizations, they would probably be charlatans and therefore not among my favorites, to say the least. Blue is also a universally nice color. And you can do this with the brush, just get it and tap, tap, tap. So you watch it, tap, tap, tap. We're getting some splatter action going on. Now this gives the watercolor a bit more of a frantic intensity, as if you're like watching this thing and there's like dust and other liquids flying all over the place. Nice. The good thing with watercolors is you get this amazing mix of colors. So by just picking colors from a specific region, you can actually generate a lot of different shades. And believe me, on the paper, they register. You understand the differences. Meanwhile, everybody, check, our sauropod is drying up and the colors are becoming much better visible. Like, oh, check this out. It really looks like something made by a naturalist who saw it there, huh? Matthias Garay says, the best tip is just do things. Yes, I'm actually going to pin this message. Oh no, I don't, wait. Okay, we're back. Gustav Klimt has to be one of my favorite painters, says Gandalf the Green. And then there's talk about Austrian painter from the mid 20th century. We all know it's, well, it's, they're talking about Adolf H. word. I don't know if Twitch censors this name, but better not take any risks, huh? If you look at mid-century German painters' artwork, like, you could see that the man really wasn't cut out to be an artist. He had a second-grade skills. This is why I think certain people in the online right are legitimately dangerous. Like figures like Sargon of Akkad, very well-meaning figures, but they would wield political power if they could. I don't think they would be the next Hitler, but if they could influence politics, they would do so out of just sheer personal lust for power, out of a sheer personal lust for power. Let's get some more shades in these hairs. Nice, huh? Blake Richardson says, just finished a new creature from the planet C2K. Okay. Yeah, I'm really like having difficulty concentrating on the comments sometimes, because in previous streams I could just read. Now I have to paint and read, so forgive me if I'm late to respond. I like her crazy bug eyes, says Soup Master. And then cauliflower is lost in her eyes. Interesting. Make it even crazier then. Yeah, this is like some legit nightmare entity now, right? I love this kind of stuff. Let's actually continue with this theme. Huh? Now we're really getting somewhere. Look at this. Because previously it was just a weird woman, which is okay. I mean, cool. Wow. Jipa Man says, I am getting Jin vibes from her. Matthias Garay says, the more you leave screen devices, the more you will create things. Yes, yes, yes. Cauliflower is lost in her eyes. Yes. Now she's even weirder in a good way. Kotobuki says, I love how this gives intense primal energy. Well, if you're that drawn, consider contacting me to buy this. These things are gonna be worth a lot someday. And you could say, I was there when Daddy Kozuman first painted Crazy Gin Lady. Now here we get to the liminality of what surreal art is all about. Where does the face paint end and the face features begin? Look at her. Cauliflowers is gonna nut on even hotter than before. Down, boy! Now also remember, this is like pure art. So every now and then you have to have these little decorative flourishes, because remember, one of your missions with this kind of stuff is also to make something beautiful. So never forget beauty. M10 says, is there any reason why surrealist art often depicts sexuality? I would say it may be because most surrealists were guys, but then some very famous women surrealists too, like Remedios Varo, or I forgot their names, unfortunately. There's a bunch of Mexican artists. One of them is Remedios Varo. Another one was Leonora Carrington. And you could even consider, what's her name? Unibrow lady. Oh, I'm so sorry. Diego Rivera's wife or partner at one point. Frida Kahlo, yeah. They have like intense and more emotional form of sexuality too. I think surrealism attracts those people with like rapidly turning gears, and usually the fuel that turns those gears is either trauma or sexuality, which if you zoom out enough are pretty much the same thing anyway. So there you go. Kapturnik Malars says, do you have a clear image in your head of what you want to paint, or do you just figure things out as you go? I just roll. I just cruise. If I lose, then I'll figure it out. Just moving in with some like more intense form of red over here. Oof. Ay. What are we doing? Yeah, this came out really schizophrenic. I like it. I like it so much. Now we'll wait for this to dry, then we'll date it, okay? So let's put this aside now. There are some droplets that might slide, so I'm scared to like tilt it for you. But basically it's like this, like way more brighter. So after it dries, we're gonna sign it. Now our sauropod has dried. So here, let's see what else we can do about this thing. Probably talking about surrealism, M1 says, I think this is one of the most powerful abilities that humans have. We can set out to paint something, but accidentally make something much more interesting. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just like how evolution produces diversity from mistakes, don't you think? Same story with the entire creative process. Jipaman says, give the sauropod some kind of surrealist pattern. I disagree. This is a water creature, so all I'm gonna do is some mottling effect from the water, perhaps. I don't know. I might mess this painting up, but this is just a study, so I don't really care. But after you've been painting and learning for a while, it's surprising how difficult it is to really like mess something up. And so let's do our stamp, and then let's date this. Let's sign it, CM Kozeman, 11 February 2024. Gandalf the Green says, sometimes bad artists use modern surrealist art to cover up their lack of skills. I agree 1000%. I mean, they just can't finish a painting, so they draw a weird big skull on the corner. They don't really know how anatomy works. They're like like this is like weird shopping mall lobby kind of art, you know. I hate that sort of stuff. Kniaz says, I am late. Hello. How many people are in the stream right now? Do you know? Can you tell? This is what this looks like, by the way. I'm gonna need to scan this. It really looks way cooler. And this is how. Oof. God damn. Very nice. Thanks to you all for the amazing energy. Like you wouldn't believe how nice this would look in a frame. So if you just want to buy this, just, you know, I'm just saying. Soup Master says, colors in this smaller camera look 100 times better. Yeah, unfortunately that is the case. I'm gonna do something about this, but just enjoy the slightly blurred tea-colored color correction here while it lasts, because not much I can do about that now. So we're still waiting for this to dry. We got another watercolor paper here. Just gonna use the back edge now. Yeah, colors look way better on the face cam, unfortunately. Let's check some messages. Just a second. I hope I don't have my desktop switch on and fall into a compromising position like that freaking reprobate. Wow. I've stopped following him. He's really disgusting. 17 people watching. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Let's check some messages too. Oh, I'm taking a little break if you... All right, getting back in the groove. Best nature documentary, says Matthias Garay. Oh, those old David Attenborough series, I think. They're just completely, wow, out there. Cauliflower wants me to add stripes into this lady's arms. Okay, just I'll humor you. Looks like one of those Amazon warriors kind of stuff. Okay, as an artist, also let me tell you about this other thing which is called overkill. Like, there's a point, like if you add too much, then your painting will fall apart. So also try to avoid doing that. So now I'm consolidating some of the patterns here to avoid this, because I don't want too much going on. Because if there's too much going on everywhere, I distract people away from the face, which was the real deal. Now actually we will play a counterfactual, and like let this stay here now. Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. Cauliflower says, do you listen to game OSTs? Yes, but my gaming days ended in the mid 2000s. Does she look like the mask in Zelda? No, it's just you. I don't know. I haven't played any Zelda games. One more. How do you use the internet well? Asks Matthias Garay. Well, I don't know. Am I a good example for that? I have no idea. So now I'm going to show you another trick with paint, okay? And we're going to put the gouache away. We're going to put the watercolors away for a bit. And then we're just going to have the ball. This is just a metal ball, okay? But this is what I use to mix acrylics, which are a totally different ball game of paint. You can mix gouache with watercolors. You can even layer them over acrylics after they dry, but you can never use acrylics with watercolors as they are wet. They just become a sort of weird trashy slop. But now I'm going to use these acrylics, which come from a very old batch of amazing paints. These are called PBO paints. And I just found this batch from the mid 2000s, just kind of sitting in boxes in a very old art supply shop. And they are actually incredibly potent colors. And I just carry two colors on me for tonight's stream, basically. So what we use is we just get our soaker out. If you do any kind of paint, some sort of spray, I really recommend it to you. By the way, now this is dry, so we can stamp her. And then sign it. And look, I've already received one potential offer to buy this painting. And so if you still want it, just let me know. The offer I have received is not final, so you can still get a leg in, but people are asking to buy this already. I don't know. I feel like a telemarketer, but it's God's honest truth. So let's sign this now. The first surreal painting to be created exclusively on the CM Kozeman live streams. How nice. Another thing with watercolors or stuff on canvas is that you must always do this. Flip, okay. Stamp and sign the back too. You never know. Yes. And then after this dries, now we can see it actually. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. After this dries, there's another option we have to make it even brighter, and that is to spray it with hairspray. You can also use professional artist fixatives, but it's practically the same thing as hairspray. So that's what I'm gonna use. Are you ready? God damn it. Okay, just look how bright it got. Unfreaking believable. Okay, I'm just gonna go answer a call of nature. Oh, cauliflower is coming already. I'm gonna answer a call of nature. It's just too smoky with this goddamn green hairspray, but it did the job. I'll be right back. Write me questions. Write me where you're from. Write me, like, let's do a call out. Where in the world you're from, and also invite all your friends and stuff. Because now we're gonna move in with the acrylics, and I'm gonna show you how to extract the essence from an already existing painting. I'll be right back. Anneanne ortalığı bok götürüyor anneanne. Gel. Bakıyor. Gel kız. Gel. Wow, lots of comments. Lots of comments. Let's check other messages too. Nice. All right. Yeah, we're back in the picture. Many comments. I'm really happy with how this thing is turning out so far. Okay, so 19 people watching. First time chatter. Hello. Felix Snow says, how delicious. Thank you. Gandalf the Green says, how much would you take for something like our Valentine lady? So this sells for $150. If you go to patreon.com/cmkozumen and subscribe to me on the $150 tier for 1 month, then we can talk about the details and I'll send it to you. Did you make this stamp? Asks M1. Yeah, you can get it carved locally. There are people who do this. Felix Snow says, Kozaman knows how to use his paraphilias to make art. He's impressive and a little strange. Yes. M110 says, has Anneanne been on Twitch yet? Oh, let's make that happen. Kniaz says, question from Opole, Poland. Have you always wanted to be an artist? Actually, even as a kid, I knew I wanted to draw things, draw strange creatures. I had no concept of maybe doing this as a job, but I knew it was like in my heart. So yeah, it was always in me. Unspecified Lizard says, I finally caught a Twitch stream. Yes. Question from the Bulgar Khanate. Where would you start if you wanted to learn how to draw? Just draw. Just like you'll make a lot of mistakes at first, but just hide them and keep going. Felix Snow says, are you still using saliva and water for your paintings? For that sort of all tomorrows kind of paintings? Yes, I am. Cauliflower says, all tomorrows feels like it was illustrated first and then the story was made up. Yes, and you know this, man. Come on, I've met you in person. You know this. All right. So now I'm going to show you something with abstraction and how to make things even more striking. So first off, we take our purple paint, just kind of put it a little here. All right, we got that. This is just the dirty plate I use only for acrylic paints because you don't really mix them with other sort of paint. Yeah, and I got my blue paint just there. And then, okay, we got this here, and let's have this here as a reference. So you notice the first most striking thing about this painting is the face with the kind of like insect-like, heart-like abstraction. Then the hair, then the breasts, then the double helix, then the legs. Okay? Okay. So why don't we just go really like cave art now, okay? Just go caveman mode and boil this down to the bare minimum, bare essentials. Now, when you paint that way, it becomes a really strange, new, different experience. Are you ready? Okay, here's our reference, and here's our abstraction thing. So here we go. Okay. Wow, huh? Now I'm purposefully painting in a more crude technique, almost like a madman or like some abstract artist. And we're just using the parts in this painting, the original painting, that are the most impressive. And now you will see what a wild difference that makes. Because even though the resulting painting will be more primitive, we we would not have been able to make it like boom like this in the first attempt. Wow, huh? And it does take like some years of practice to kind of lay out shapes like this with one brush stroke. So I guess that's where practice comes in. Now, when you start believing that the thing in your creation is real, so to speak, you start turning the whole paper upside down. And yes, babe. Cauliflower is gooning on my art. She's already starting to look hot, he says. Oh. Yes, yes, this is a real. Thank God Twitch allows the exposure of supernatural breasts now. Notice how, like, this is coming from this. God damn. Huh. Notice how this is coming from this. Is it what I think it is? What do you think it is? Look, guys, I mean, there's no getting around it. I'm an eccentric. There are some erotic elements in my art, but I always approach this in a sort of more graceful way. And yes, in our channel, there's a lot of banter. There's a lot of like edginess, but let us always make sure that we do not lose respect for ourselves. So that, yeah, so I'll just leave it out there. Soup Master says, this is love. Are you referring to that saying you're in love with the painting, or did you just guess the Gary Newman song I was singing? This is love. This is pain disguised as a dream. That's a lovely song. And I think truer words have never been spoken. This is love. This is pain disguised as a dream. Okay, what was I gonna do? Okay, let's do the teeth. Okay, this is disgusting, but saliva dissolves acrylics in a weirder way and a cooler way than water, so here we are. Jippaman says erotic Gungan art. Nah, don't mix the Gungans up with this. EM10 says, strange that cavemen could abstract so well, but couldn't depict what they see accurately. Could they? Some cave paintings are very realistic. And I think what we think is mistake for abstraction really captures the sense of movement and like the sense of a herd of animals moving really well. I don't think they were realistic without being mechanistic, if I could make myself clear. Let's check some messages too. Jippaman, your message is denied because you use the word erotic in it. And apparently that's a bad word. So I'm denying your message, but you're good with me. Wow! Look at this. So nice. Cauliflower says, hey Sarcasm Man, do you have the snake game on your phone? No, this phone only has Sudoku on it, and I don't play Sudoku, so yeah. Somehow reminds me of a frog. Nice bifurcated hands. Okay, okay. But you notice how we are doing like a real art lesson here too. I mean, you take one image and from that you create a monster or like even a stranger image. And I could not have created this one from the get-go. Are there any lurkers in chat? Please let me know where you are. Say I'm a lurker. Kotobuki says, like a prophetic fever dream. I love it. Oh, I love this so much. I'm pinning this now. Felix Snow says, the frog in my chemistry class after adding sulfuric acid. I hope the animal was not alive when you did that. Notice how we're playing a delicate game here. One wrong move could really change the whole mood of the painting. Psst, 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 psst. In fact, there are already some weird inconsistencies here and there, but we're just gonna have to live around them. Neat. Okay, you notice that I left this side of the painting empty for a reason. Because now, by the way, is anybody also painting or drawing while watching this? Just want to know. Blake Richardson is painting, great. EM1 is painting a map. Pepabinia is also painting. Kotobuki says, watching your stream and painting feels like drawing with you. Yes, I wish I could hang around with you all in real time. I would really love that. But, you know, I'm locked in a different part of the world. You guys are in a different part of the world. It is what it is, I guess. So now if I was selling this for 150, this would actually go for maybe 250 or even 300. because now it's really been distilled like alcohol. In fact, maybe we might even do a third run around this figure, because I have the acrylics spilled out here. There's no way to put them back into the paint, so you just have to use them, I guess. Painter cafe or something. Well, actually, this is one of my ambitions, and it's actually one of my ambitions if ever my green card application to the US goes through and I get to move to the States. This would be one of the plans I want to do. Maybe move to a small city or town, like someplace like Allentown, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Cincinnati, those sorts of places, and then basically have a studio. I actually drove this way. Yeah, because we can draw. But look at the real colors. Look at the real colors. You know why this is so awesome? Because these paints are made with a chemical called dioxazine, which was made in the mid 2000s, but then these were also manufactured in Europe. Then the brand was closed, or I think it was taken back to China or something. And then this amazing chemical is not being used in the paints anymore. So yeah. So look, this is my dream for okay, let's write it. So cafe surrealist. Okay, this is my cafe plan. So this is the entrance. Well, that's how you get in. So over here, you got this huge, this is where they make the coffee and stuff. You got this huge walls and stuff, all right? Now this diagonal line, I'm drawing it for some reason. So, actually, all over these walls, here, there are hundreds and dozens of my framed artworks everywhere, okay? In every place. I'm talking about like giant paintings to like small things like this one, but like perfectly framed with like high quality frames, of course, all over the place. But here, there are also tables where people can sit, chat, eat, drink, have cafes, whatever. So this is the place that actually makes the money for me to survive. Then here is a kind of studio area, and this is a window, and people will actually be able to see me work and paint here. So it's going to be like a zoo when I'm in the house. And then in other places, of course, there will be my private library and office, like some couches here, some toilet here, maybe. And then, I don't know. So it will be a nice place, Cafe Surrealist. If any of you is into 3D modeling or architectural modeling or stuff, feel free to make this. And it will be like a one-stop shop. People can also buy the paintings, but they're not very cheap. But also they will just have coffees there. Just look at the art and just, ooh. That's my business plan for coming to the US. Cauliflower says, I would like to be a cook or barista here. Yeah, I mean, if I make it, o zaman I will call everyone I know. Yeah, this is my dream. CM Kozeman dream. EM10 says, I get the idea, but it looks like you're forced to paint. Well, look, I'm an exhibitionist. I mean, this is why I'm doing this stream. So I don't care, but I get your point. So just for that, there will be shutters here. So if I'm not in the house, I could just turn it down. So there. Peppa Binia says, there's a place called Spanish Village here in San Diego where you can go to artist studios or buy art from them. I know that deal, but this is like that, but it also gives something back to the community. And it's also like a real, something real that really works. Look, I got a thing with life. I'm a bit of a fighter. So even as an artist, I'm not a huge fan of like being passive, you know, like I don't want to apply to grants or like beg to people to come to my studio to buy stuff. I would rather have like lots of normal people coming in and looking at my work and also buying a coffee and then just making me money that way. It's actually far more lucrative. And also, if you also feel that way, consider donating to me on Buy Me a Coffee. Oh, Miking Spekavo is here. Hello. Well, we've been busy. We first painted a aquatic sauropod kind of thing. And then we painted a demon lady and an abstract demon lady. And I'm going to show them actually in a while. Now we're painting my dream cafe. Cafe Surrealist. Actually, you know what? Here will be a door going out. These doors going out. And this here will be the patio. So the garden kind of place. And then, you know, you're going to be able to come here with your girlfriend and make out among the trees and stuff. Yeah, like Giger Cafe, but yeah, not as dark as Giger Cafe though. Like completely filled everywhere with my artwork and stuff. So this is the garden. Yeah, what a dream, man. I almost believe in it myself, but yeah, just born in the wrong part of the world, I guess. So unfair. So this is the Cafe Surrealist, my dream. And if you want to render this or something, just be my guest. And the cool thing about this place is like, because of the paintings, the menu doesn't have like 50 items, but maybe it has like 4 different kinds of nice coffee or chocolates. Then that's it. That's it. No overheads, or like as little overheads as possible. Okay, a guy can dream. What can I say? Going back. Oh, this is so cute. Kotobuki says, so excited to see this plan come to fruition. Proudly say, I heard you talk about it on stream. Well, who knows? Mikin says, will you also serve tea? Why not? Of course. Being a Turkish person, chai is inevitable. Why no questions about all tomorrows? Look, you can ask, but I don't give plot reveals. It's not explicitly forbidden, but don't expect detailed answers. All right. Mikin says, your hair looks epic. Well, you drew the most epic picture of me with this long hair. Thank you. As my hair grows, you see the Judaic ancestry in my blood come out more and more. It's wavy and like mosaic and stuff like that. EM10 says, isn't tea a big part of Turkish culture? Yes, it's a gigantic, ginormous part of Turkish culture. Arguably, Turkey is the biggest tea drinking nation in the world. And I think something like the third biggest exporter of tea, which is fantastic if you think about it. Is everybody happy with this Twitch format? Just looking for some feedback. So yeah, this is the abstract demon now. Let's sign her too. Nice. All right, people find it really cozy. Okay, I have heard that the sound is really better compared to YouTube. Well, thank you. Spread this. Let's make this channel grow, huh? All right, so now we got a whole batch of other purple and blue paints left. So now, God willing, we're gonna go really crazy. Are you ready? All right. So when I was urban exploring a few days ago, I found these bits of wood. They were like in a ruined building. Just stuff like this. So now we're gonna turn one of them at least into a continuation of this series. So we're gonna take her and gonna apply this to this. So it's gonna be a more like cursed kind of creation. So let's go. And this is how I normally paint in any given day. Like usually it's just like this, but with me not talking. And only Anneannem the cat to keep me company. This is how I normally roll. But the progression of my ideas and my work, it's as accurate to my real life stuff as you can get. Imagine finding this in an abundant place, huh? So now we are even abstracting the abstraction. So we are making something even more stylized and instantly recognizable. Also, while we're at it, yeah, you see the evolutionary progression, like from this. Look at it. It's fucking it's freaking unbelievable. Ha! Sweet. Start with this, then move to this, then move to this. It's evolution right there, the evolutionary algorithm. EM1 says, what do you do when you don't know how to continue a piece of art, or if you don't have an idea for a new one? Well, this is a good question. Sometimes I just don't paint surreally for a few days, and then the art block goes away by itself. In other cases, there have been a few cases when I find too much overkill in my art, and I just like either destroy them, or I literally like take them with me on a bus ride and just give them to kids or something, as long as they're safe, they're not too weird. Or I just paint, if they're in acrylics, like if they're on wood or something, I just paint over them completely and start a completely new painting on it, basically. Don't be afraid to destroy your works that you don't like. I mean, I archive everything, but I also have lots of stuff that you can never get to see. But if you support me on patreon.com, you get to see a lot of artworks that people don't get to see online. I'll tell you that much. Mikin says, we have an artist in our city that puts painted rugs in random areas, and it's really fun to find and collect them. I agree. I mean, it's how much you engage with society and people around you. It really matters. How many people in the stream? Can you report and let me know? $15 million people, great. Still not enough. There's a really nice saying about not letting success get to your head. It says, if thousands know you, it means millions don't know you. So yes, this is looking really good. Felix Snow says, will you upload these illustrations to your official website? Maybe in a year, but they will go up on Patreon like next week. So that's the benefit of being a patron. You get first dibs. And Patreon supporters see some stuff that nobody else gets to see. And I don't mean this in a dark way. I mean, you really see a lot of artworks that... I mean, I just painted a huge, long, 1 meter long watercolor recently. And only my Patreons can see it. Also, if you're a Patreon and if you want to buy artwork from me, you don't pay shipping. So that's also, wow. Kotobuki says, do you deal with the need to make something big out of each work? No, but I want each work to be honest to myself, and I want them to be, I don't want to be repetitive, if that makes any sense. And I would want every work to, I should be able to have them framed on my own roof, you know? Do I have to pay to see this on digital? You mean this? Maybe. This is looking cute already. This is just gonna be like this, I'm afraid. Mikin says, do you feel overwhelmed to take care of so many social media? No, because I don't use a smartphone. And I only use Instagram to message people sometimes. Otherwise, I don't post on it very regularly. Usually I do most of my stuff on Twitter. But it's just like Twitter and Instagram combined maybe take 1 hour per day. I don't know. And then the stuff I do on YouTube and Twitch and whatever is just fun. This is cuter than the other ones, yes. So there will be another layer to this work, which I will not be able to do now, but this is going to have some wood varnish on it, and that really makes a difference. It really makes it pop. And then I don't have white acrylics on me, but I think I'm also going to put some of those on it with a few more accents. So this is, for now it's kind of done, but it's still a work in progress. Nearly. How long has it been? Oh, nearly 2 hours. Great. I'm gonna call it a night at 2:50, 2:30. So we have maybe time for one more painting. Cauliflower says, I believe I found my Valentine. Bro, what are you doing here? These are artifacts. These are nice, but they're things. Look for people. Look for love only in people. Kotobuki says, you're surely up late. Do you stay a lot late? No, actually, like if I sleep anytime later than 2 a.m., I really have problems sleeping, and the next day ends up being like completely shit, so no. But yeah, we got this stamped and signed, back and forth. No, oh, this was not signed in the back. Great, so let's do that. All right. So let's look at the whole progression again. Nice, huh? Ha! Awesome. Bit sleepy. Mikin Spekevo says, did the artist Panklora also commission to you to make aliens? I already created one alien for them. I'll need to check my I'll need to check my commissions folder. I think there's one more coming up, but I'm not sure if it's officially been approved yet. Cauliflower says, when is the last time you drew a self-portrait? Good idea. Let's do it now. I don't know. I mean, something like this, maybe. Then yeah, this is my epic self-portrait. Reptilian face reveal. 100% for real, for real. I don't know. Okay, let's go back and boom. Now we got a full page. Are you ready? Now let's just, we got half an hour left. I'm just gonna go answer a call of nature. When I'm back, we'll fill this up with the remaining purple and blue paint. So hold on there. And when I'm back, I'll also be bringing Anneannem around so you could pet her too. See you. Oh, I'm afraid Anneannem the cat is having a really deep sleep and I don't want to wake her up because then she fucks up my, then she messes up my nocturnal sleep. So yeah, let's check some messages and then let's get cracking. "11 people watching, that's lovely. Neat. Ha, cool. Okay, we're back. You should draw something mechanical, robotic. No, I don't know. I know what I want. Hmm. Hmm. So now we drew one form of this abstraction. Let's actually have two of them engaged in a romantic embrace. Warden, 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 won't you take that black... Cauliflower says, are you good at calligraphy? I have a good handwriting, but I'm not really that good in traditional like cursive calligraphy. And I'm shamefully bad at the official like Turkish Arabic script calligraphy too. I would love to be able to better at it actually, but yeah, go figure. Any more questions about live painting? I mean, we don't always have to paint. We don't have always have to talk about what I'm painting at the moment. So ants, when they come together, they engage in a sort of behavior called trophallaxis, which means when they like lock their mouths and exchange fluids back and forth, that's called trophallaxis. And maybe this is what these two guys are doing, or whatever they are. What were your favorite school subjects? I liked history, art, English literature, and biology. I hated maths, and I slightly hated physics because it had a lot of maths in it too. I liked chemistry too, especially when there was a lab. EM10 says, have you tried incorporating magic into speculative evolution? Well, yeah, actually, if you go to my website and go to the books section and go to one of my old books, like one of them was called Tangent Realms or something. Like that book has a section in it about a world in which telekinesis is real. So you got all sorts of weird creatures with all sorts of weird creatures with all sorts of weird creatures with huge brains that allow them to levitate and stuff. So that's nice. Now this painting, if it's for sale, it would go for at least $400. Peppa Binia says, what about math didn't you like? Well, I hated like limits, for example. And I liked geometry and some aspects of quadratic equations I liked, but I really hated like limits or having to do maths in different bases. And I'm afraid it was not because of any particular teacher, because from elementary school to from basically prep to elementary school, we had many teachers, and I always had the same problem. I was not mathematically minded. Okay. And I don't know. I mean, like, I don't mind. I like that I got some exposure to maths, obviously. How about you guys? What were your favorite subjects? Oof, this is a passionate scene, huh? Ha 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 ha. Blake Richardson says, I've always liked biology based. Kotobuki says, I also hate math for exactly the same reason. Yeah, I guess some people have different sort of mindsets. I really like geography. I was really good with geography and history too. I like those two courses. EM10 says, I'm the opposite of yours. I like maths and physics. Solving for variables is fun for me. And I also like making functions that describe things. Well, you got a superior mind then. I mean, people did tell me and basically other mathematical imbeciles in our class that once you see it, you can't really unsee it, but I guess I never got that revelation. Yes, by the way, there's an unofficial CM Kozeman Discord. I don't know how to share it with you. Maybe I should put it in the description and stuff. But yeah, there are many of my fans and friends hang out there, and it kind of has its own community, and I don't interfere much with its goings on. But find the CM Kozeman fan server on Discord and try joining there. Yeah. I am not responsible if any drama happens on that server, by the way. And yes, Peppa Binia provided a link, so click and go there and yeah, join the fun. Please don't create any drama. I'm like, I can barely keep up with Discord. But one of the first things I notice about it is just how much freaking drama there is, and really, I know my community is very small, so I'm blessed by that. But just a reminder. Knia says, even though I liked biology and species evolution, I always hated biology in high school. Yeah, I remember the whole cell pathways and chemical equations that happen in plant cells and stuff. That was always a bit weird and confusing. It's so in the past for me, though. I mean, it's a whole other world. You can't. I wish my only problem still was maths in class. Yeah, people in the CM Cosman Discord played the Gartic phone game. And then EM10 says, what kind of Discord drama would ever be? And then Cauliflower retorts, Spec Above servers are notoriously full of drama. Yeah, unfortunately. Look how nice this really came out well. This really came out amazing. It's like sensual but not crass. And it's a totally new physiognomy and anatomical vocabulary. Remember, we created these guys, all of us together, started with this hot gin lady. Then in the last minute, we did the body paint and the face paint. Then the face paint and the body paint took on a life of their own, replaced with this frog gin lady of the trees, let us say. And then it gave rise to this side tangent. Imagine this like in a frame. Whoa. And now these guys, or I think this couple, took a new life of their own. All from this. Ooh! Okay. And let me just show you the real colors. Off! So nice. Now we're in a kind of pickly situation, because I want to add some more details, but I don't want to like take away from it, or I don't want to lose the magic we got going here. So now this area is like not even touching it. This negative space, not even gonna touch it here, not even gonna touch it here. Maybe plant the traditional Kozam and Moon here in relationship with both figures. And then here, maybe just some plant action. Yeah. Off. Now, obviously, it took some years of practice to wield the brush this way, but okay. I'll give you EM10 says, I want to learn how to create more arousing paintings. Just learn how to draw bodies. And I don't believe in a specific genre of like arousing art or whatever, erotic art or something. It is always what it is. You see, everybody you see on the streets has this passion inside them, like invisible mountains moving the world. And this is one chance we get to reflect it. Yes, by the way, someone take a clip. Look, I am looking for an editor. If anyone wants to, I'm going to put this whole stream on YouTube. If anyone wants to clip these streams and like make stuff out of it, and you can make a CM Cosman Clips channel, and you can use that on YouTube, and if you monetize it, any money you win from there is going to be yours. I don't mind. It's all yours. I'm game. Just let me know. Okay. Nice. You see how this was a process, and then every step in the process individually made sense on its own, but taken together they led to this conclusion. Tonight we were lucky because sometimes it just turns into crap and you can't really salvage it. But tonight we were lucky. I'm in a happy mood now because I'm with you all now and we're making something nice together. Everybody's saying nice things. This is wonderful. Thank you. Cauliflower says, wow, wow, wow. Knias says, nice. Okay, lovely. Oh, these are such kind words. I feel like by joining this stream, I participated in a festival or something, says Kotobuki. As if watching the earth itself creates something new. Well, it's your energy and my energy coming together. So I'm really happy for that. We also started with the abortive aquatic stegosaur. So don't forget that too. Did a lot of nice stuff together. God damn, imagine I was doing this in Cafe Surrealist in, I don't know, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Somewhere, I don't know. God, American friends, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You can get in a car, drive just to clear your mind. If I was to get in a car and drive, I would have even more worries because the gas tank costs like 1/5 my monthly income or something. It's horrible. And even if I did, where would I drive? It's a limited. Istanbul streets are very limited, tangled. There's not like a lot of options to choose from. Yeah, our last 10 minutes in the stream. So, any closing comments on words? Let me know. Mikin says cars are overrated, trains are great on the other hand. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was in a big city in the States, I would not own a car either. If I was in Chicago or New York. But yeah, a long time ago, I made myself a promise. Big American cities over my dead body. No way. Chicago, no way. New York, no fucking way. Los Angeles, San Francisco, no goddamn way. Small cities, small towns. Peppa Bimia says there's a train that runs along the California coast. Oh Lord, it's beautiful. Yeah, yeah, the 101. I actually drove through that part of that route. I drove all the way from Seattle to San Francisco and it was really great. Kotobuki says, ha ha ha, why so to my vehement opposition to big American cities? Well, okay, partially I'll admit I I get a bit of a chip on my shoulder about this. And it's mostly the attitudes of Turkish people who want to live in the States. All they want in New York, New York. They can watch Casey Neistat. They think all their life is going to be like that. But no, you're actually paying exorbitant amounts of rent. And I already live in a big city. I don't want the same thing. But this is all my personal opinion, of course. If the US Department of Immigration or whatever came to me and say, okay, we give you your green card, but you can't leave NYC. I said, okay, come on, whatever. See this last line, how it gives a sense of movement. Cauliflower says, I would never be able to live in Istanbul like you, dude. 15 million people in there, I wouldn't be able to survive. Well, I may in the future leave Istanbul and move to a smaller city in Turkey, but the reason is not the crowd, it's the rent. Anyways, it's a kind of a personal matter, but yeah. Last 5 minutes. Oh, Anneannem is awake. Let me bring her and we can all say goodbye together. This is a way to use acrylics like watercolors, by the way. If you realize I've been using acrylics, not watercolors. So actually, if you have basically a lot of water and a little paint, not too much, on the plate, and this is gross, but saliva also helps, then you get this sort of watercolor-like effect. And then you can do like nice layers like this. you notice these things, for example, so you can like sort of like layering curtains of paint over each other, but it really has a nice effect. Did the stream freeze, says cauliflower? I don't know. Did it? EM10 says my city only has 57,000 people. Yeah, that should be the logical number. Blake Richardson says 6,000 people in my town. Peppa Binia says my city is the 5th largest in the city in the US with 2 million people. Oh, that's nothing by my standards. Yeah, all you guys are so lucky. Like, if you ever feel bored in your small towns, just remember Daddy Kozman is out there in the edge of civilization, looking at your lives with affection and a friendly sort of envy. God damn, what wouldn't I give to be in a small, like 50,000 people city, painting this in the Café Surrealist. Oh, Ilichsu says, first time chatter, hello. The stream froze for me too, so maybe this other person is also from Turkey. So maybe the freeze happened because somebody did a little click clack in the Turkish internet. Who knows? We're still layering in details, even though these are just blank sheets of paint by now. We're still layering in details and it really shows. You won't be able to believe your eyes when I finally turn this towards the small camera. Let me sign this too. Now don't forget, this painting can also be yours. You just need to go to cmkozman.com here and just send an email. Buff. So nice. You can also flip it upside down and it still doesn't lose. So happy with this. Well, so happy with you all. You made it possible. Look, I've been biting my fingers just to chill out, and there's a little blood. So now we're gonna lay the coup de grace, the finishing blow. Bye bye, I have to go, says Blake Richardson. Goodbye. I'm using my own blood to give a little tint into their mouths. Oop. Don't try this at home. And now I'm actually doing the little splatter effect with the blood in between the characters. Just getting a little out there. Look, don't do this at home, okay? And just for posterity, I'm not doing this as sort of self-harm. It's just a annoying habit. I just eat the edges of my hands when I'm working. It helps me concentrate. If you are self-harming, you should consult family and maybe a specialist. I'm just clearing all my bases here, okay? But yeah, this is like true magic art now. Well, this was a great night. Peppa Binia says, scan it before it blackens, but no, actually I want it to turn that way. This was a great night. I'm really happy I got this Discord. No. Yeah, this is this. No, it's not Discord. Twitch setup. Yeah, I'm really happy I got this Twitch setup. I had my hesitations, but it's a great stream. I'll still do YouTube streams and I will upload this on YouTube, so don't worry. But this has been a great evening. Thank you all. And I'm just going to show you the cat and then we'll all say goodnight. How about that, huh? So let me know if you got any nice last goodbye comments. And I'm bringing the cat in just about now. This? Yeah. Yemek yapmış anneanne. Anneanne acıkmış. Gece oldu anneanne. Oy! Oy! Eat. Oy! I like this so much. Look. We had a bit of a fight this week because 2 nights ago at precisely 3 a.m., 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. she woke me up really loudly, and that night I had 0 sleep, and the next day I was like a wreck. I mean, it was like a jet lag experience. So the next day she was punished. She was left alone in the balcony for a couple of hours to understand her wrong deeds. But then we made peace and we're good now. We're good now, huh? Anneannem. All right, everybody. Good night for now. Let me put her back. Good night for now. Thanks for being with me in this, what's hopefully going to be the first among many such art streams. I'm really proud of this setup. I'm really happy I'm not playing some game shit or digital art stuff on Twitch in general. If you're a newcomer, please subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube and you are a newcomer, please consider supporting me on patreon.com, buy me a coffee, or go to my merch store, or just visit my website. You can also purchase the paintings you see in the stream. You just have to contact me and ask, and you will find my prices are very, very, very suitable. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much and have a nice night.